So, I'd like to express my personal opinion about the Ukraine situation. If if Ukraine were to join NATO this very second, what harm would come to Russia? Does NATO have any reputation about randomly attacking people? No. Does NATO have any reputation for stealing land, stealing territory from other countries? No. So if Ukraine became a NATO member right now, what would really change? Nothing. NATO would not put all these forces in there to get closer to Russia, like Putin is saying to all his people and making them believe that. No. The Germans don't want to go into Ukraine. They want to stay home. Poland, they want to stay home. United States people, we want to stay home. So we're not going to all of a sudden flood all these people into Ukraine just because, yeah, it's one of us now. Then let's get closer to Russia. Putin has instilled in the people's mind that day after day after day, the leaders of NATO think of all these ways they can attack Russia. As if, there's this smoke-filled room with all these people scheming. Say, well, it didn't work out well for Napoleon, and it didn't work out so well for Hitler either. But you know what? They always say the third time's the charm. So let's invite more and more countries into NATO, like Ukraine, and then once we're all together, let's just attack Russia. That is not going to happen. But again, there would still be trade between Ukraine and Russia, still people traffic, still flights. Nothing would change. What would change is that Putin, his goal of reestablishing the outer boundaries of the Soviet Union would stop, at least in terms of Ukraine. Now, he got Belarus back. He has, Kazakhstan back. He wants Ukraine back. Well, that would stop. But again, Russia is the largest country in the world, by far. And yet, its economy, I heard, is about the size as Italy's, okay? Now, I understand Russia is a lot of Siberia, but even so, there are possibilities within his largest country in the world to make his people proud, to make his people healthy and wealthy, and to make his people respect him out of other than fear and the fact that he's the most macho, masculine leader in the world. He can take his shirt off and kill a bear with his hands, figuratively speaking. Yeah, that's something to look up to. Well, no, it's not. Not if you're an evil guy, some abused child that grew up to somehow steal elections. But again, nothing would change. Now, last night, 2 nights ago, I saw this 15-year-old Russian skater, the best in the world. Russia can have all kinds of best in the world if it would just focus on itself, get its people better educated, better fed, better housed, better everything, rather than dedicating these stupid resources to enlarge the largest country in the world and get it back to what the good old days of the Soviet Union. All right. And the Russian people need to get out of its head that NATO, there's no reason for NATO to attack Russia. We're not going to take their territory. Germany's happy where it is. Poland's happy. It might be a little bit mad yet that Russia took some of its land. But, that was 70 some years ago. But Russia, they stole Crimea. They're stealing They stole the Donbass region of Ukraine. It's got to stop. You cannot keep taking land. This Hitler-style appeasement, doing little things to nibble away at other countries, and which is below the threshold of war, it's got to stop. Yeah, how can the Russian people like that? And again, is stealing like someone... Now, Putin did say that, well, first off, he said in his speech that Ukraine has no right to exist as a country. I don't know where that came from, but that's what he said. Also, he said the Russians are Slavs and the Ukrainians are Slavs. They're sure they should be together. Well, okay, in my opinion, okay, they're brother Slavs. Now, when brothers grow up, do they live together? No. Brothers grow up, they move out of their parents' home, they establish their own homes. So the Ukrainian Slavs, they have their home. Russian Slavs have their home. They don't need to be together. They don't need to be under one roof. They might, they won't get along as well, figuratively speaking. Let them alone. They have their house. Let them alone. Quit trying to steal your brother's, parts of your brother's house. You have your own house. If you don't like your house as it is, fix it. Make it better. Make your house the wonder of the neighborhood. Stealing other people's houses doesn't necessarily make your house even better. Anyway, that's my thoughts.